Hello my friends and welcome back. It is episode 79. We now are finishing off the battle of the Pindus lasagna, which from the amount of cavalry I've killed has got a lot of horse in it. Kudos to anyone who gets that joke. Okay, let's end the turn and carry on. Kind of funny how good anti-aircraft guns, low caliber anti-aircraft guns are against infantry. So this guy used his opportunity to escape my pin to repair. Well, that's annoying. Okay, sweet. It's gonna snow for a while. Get my paratroopers ready to get back in their aircraft once the weather subsides. I think I'm going to be chasing these engineers across the map, which is annoying, but there's not much you can do about it. Okay, let's bring him in. Not really anything that I can do there. Three damage, 3 damage, 5 damage. Kinda wanted to push them out and then roll them over, but I actually don't have an easy way of doing that. Unless I use this tank to do it. There we go. Alright, I'll roll them next turn. Or will I? He could run into the airport tile and crash all my planes. Thanks to poor ground control, I can't actually hold him still. Oh, I've just realised that that's a possibility. This is where a flexible command would be useful, because I could just split this. I don't think he can get through now, actually. I think that's fine. The things I do for a steamroll. Knowing my luck, he'll just move here, just to be irritating, so I don't get the steamroll out of spite. Okay, this auxiliary unit can trade damage. Nothing else to do. Nope, nothing else to do. Oh, he did as well. He did exactly that. He moved back one space just to be spiteful. Oh, but I can still make him move. Nah, I've got envelopment on this. I haven't got anything that can actually make him move without killing it. like out of spite, that. Pure spite. Anyway, this mission appears to be over. There's like 2 infantry here and that's it. All that's left is for me to deprive these boys of their entrenchment and their ammunition. Okay, you go here. There we go. Pushed them out. Hold them still. Cool. At least I'll get the steamroll off this guy. I hope. Yeah, I should do. Alright. And I see that I am still having to chase this engineering team through the Alps. Ah, if I go there, I have to get rid of my truck, which that costs money. Okay. They'll probably repair again. I suppose at least I'll get lots of infantry kills, so there is that. At least I'll get lots of infantry kills. Oh, that's a forest tile. Oh. I'm really sucking at farming steamrolls today. That's for sure. Okay, these are the only guys that are left. Mountain infantry, okay. Can I deploy in the city tile? No. Wait there. Artillery is on its way. Finally, it stopped snowing. Oh, it's going to be sunny! Sweet, it's going to be sunny. Right. Hit him. We won't be getting away this time. We won't be getting away this time. Okay. 2 turns left to wipe out the last of the Greeks. push him here. Or my engineering team is waiting for him. Alright, we are not having this again. We're not having this thing where engineers with 1 hit point get away. Or mountain infantry, I should say. That will not be repeated. Opportunity here to actually get a roll. Just got to get rid of his entrenchment. If he can see that, he could potentially do a forced march and get up there. He shouldn't be able to see it. Because they've got 2 sight range. +1 for being on the mountain tile. So they shouldn't be able to see it. Okay. Three of 6. He's still entrenched. Okay, entrenchment's gone. Steamroll him. Alright, push him. This way. Nice! And I could steamroll him too, I just need to damage him a little bit. Nowhere to go. Except into the loving embrace of my steamroll. That's it! That's the whole map. What is this? Ground state frozen. Huh. It's been a while since I saw dynamic weather. There's nothing left to do on this map. This map is done and dusted and devoid of Greek resistance. Sweet. You can go sit your units on the sea tiles. Just don't be on them when it defrosts. Okay. There's nothing to do. Historically, the Battle of Pindus was a disastrous offensive. The Greeks have been preparing their defences ever since the Italians moved into Albania, and thus the Italian forces met resistance much heavier than they expected. In short order, the Italian attackers found their advance blocked and their position rapidly encircled. This, among other failures, crippled Italian units across the region. Sensing this weakness, the Greeks rushed to launch a counter-offensive that immediately pushed the Italians back. In less than a month, not only had the Italian offensive completely stopped, they now found themselves being pushed back further and further. It was not long before they had even retreated behind their original Albanian starting positions. Ouch. But that's not what happened here. What happened here was the great Greek butchering. The great Greek yogurt making. It was quite one-sided. Oh, they did manage to chew up the Italians though, and it nearly cost me my precious artillery. But other than that, all was good. This disaster continues to unfold before us. What disaster would that be? I love how the briefings sort of behave as if everything went wrong. Every time. Oh well. Okay. Now, not only have the Italians completely abandoned their offensives, the Greeks are now pushing into Albania. Maintain control of all Valona victory hexes. We cannot lose control of Valona. It is one of the two primary ports of entry from Italy to Albania. Okay. To make sure our position isn't overwhelmed all at once, we should be skirmishing with the Greek attackers to keep them off balance. As before, atrocious winter weather will make our aircraft near useless, so you say. Unlike before, we should expect to see enemy tanks and vehicles. It seems in their haste to abandon their offensive, the Italians left behind more than a few working vehicles that the Greeks were more than happy to deploy against their former owners. I don't know why they're happy to deploy them, because those tanks are garbage. Our observations on the Italian handling of this campaign will certainly make for quite the interesting report. For a quite interesting report, so long as we survive it first. We have a problem. The Italian state of disarray continues to spiral out of control, and nothing exemplifies this more than seeing their own captured tanks being used against us. My sources have reported to me that an Italian resupply vessel has just arrived in Valona, supposedly bringing some new prototypes as well as reinforcements. Supposedly bringing some new prototype units as reinforcements. Given what I have seen so far, I bet my monthly salary that these weapons will also be captured and pointing at us before the end of the year. I say we cut out the middleman and just seize the equipment for ourselves right now. The shipment contains more than a few light flamethrower tanks as well as some prototype air defense vehicles. I don't know if I should even bother. Italian stuff is usually garbage. Oh, what the hell? We've never missed a commendation point, so. Readiness, nice. It's one of my favorite heroes. I still haven't had any offensive heroes. I can't believe how few offensive heroes I've had. I've had one ignore entrenchment and one double strike. And that's it. I genuinely think that's it. Hang on, hang on. While we're here and while we've got time, let me just shuffle in a unit, say my Azul infantry, so I can look at the heroes panel. What have I got that's offensive? Cheap replacements, that's economic. Entrenchment killer could loosely be considered offensive, but it's, you know, it's more of a support. I would call that more support. Leadership is support. Envelopment is, you know, like economic, because it, you know, helps you capture, basically. River Assault is defensive, I guess, because it benefits you when you're being attacked in the river tile. I mean, it's sort of support as well. Learns from mistakes is economic. Unyielding is a defensive one. We've got River Assault again, which is, you know, support or defensive, depends on how you see it. Distractions, support. Readiness is defensive. Reduced slots is economic. Fast deployment, I guess you could consider that to be support, or it's like a trait hero. Field repairs is defensive. No retaliation I would consider to be an offensive hero, but it doesn't increase your offense in any way. It allows you to attack in situations where you wouldn't be able to attack. That's a mobility hero. Ignores zone of control, gives you mobility. I guess we could consider fast deployment to be mobility as well. These two, mobility. That's another one that helps you capture things, so it's more economic. Overwhelming attack is another one that lets you capture things. Doesn't necessarily help you kill or do extra damage, because if the enemy's got entrenchment, you don't push them. We got more support stuff. Economic, support, economic, support. Aiming assistance actually does allow you to do more damage, though. As far as support heroes go, it does have the benefit of actually allowing you to do more damage. You could consider that offensive support. And then we've got no retaliation, which is another one that allows you to attack when you wouldn't be able to. No surrender is defensive, distraction, support, fearsome reputation, support. This is another one that, you know, like no retaliation, lets you attack. That's not a random hero. Support, defensive, defensive, support. Okay, we have this is the first offensive hero, double attack. Alright, offensive heroes, we're looking at like Butcher, Tank Killer, whatever that one is where you attack cities and you get extra attack, like Flag Attack or whatever the hell it's called. The one that gives you +5 against bunkers. Rapid Fire 1.5, Rapid Fire 2x. There are a lot of heroes which are offensive in nature that simply add attack power. And then of course you've got Ignores Entrenchment, which adds attack power. Has the effect of adding attack power because every tile has got at least some entrenchment or some base entrenchment. This is it. It's like double attack and Ignores Entrenchment are my only two truly offensive heroes. Ones that are just literally attack power increasing. Oh, and Lethal Attack is an offensive hero. How could I forget you? In fact, Lethal Attack is the best offensive hero. Of all the offensive heroes, Lethal Attack is the best. Probably the best hero in the game. So yeah, 3. 3 offensive heroes. That's it. Just think about how many there are. On the roll, but that doesn't drop anymore, so that's 1. Well, but it doesn't drop anymore, so I guess you want to don't worry about that one. The 5 or 6 +5 attack ones, +5 attack against infantry, +5 attack against tanks, +5 attack against towns, +5 attack against units which have not taken any damage, +5 attack against units that have less than 50% of their health remaining, +5 attack against buildings, the rapid fire heroes, both of them, double attack, we have 1, lethal attack, we have 1, ignores entrenchment, we have 1. I'm trying to think of what others there are. I think there are others. It's shocking that I just haven't had any, or hardly any, of that type of hero. But interestingly, all the defensive and economic stuff has really helped me with my challenge runs. Because keeping my stuff alive is actually has been the important part of the campaign. So, yeah, just thoughts in my head. Oh, we received another shipment of dough. 217Es. In fact, with no enemy ships to sink, now is probably the right time to trade those in. And what is this Italian garbage that I've received? The Quadruplo. And is that it? It's the only thing with a new tag. Is it something about Italian flame tanks? It's probably these. Maybe I accidentally selected them or something. No, they should have a new tag. Or maybe I've captured some previously. How do they compare to the Waffler? Favorably. They use less slots. They have better attack. They have slightly less defense, but with readiness that wouldn't be a problem. It's not a bad tank. The fact that it's only 2 slots for what is actually quite an effective flamethrower tank, it's yeah, it's not bad at all, actually. Thanks to its cheapness. Okay, I was just interested to quickly see what the new gear was like. How do you compare to my mechanized? Wow. Superior in literally every way. Moves faster. Moves faster, costs less, has more fuel, has better stats. What's the drawback? There isn't one. It's just flat out better. Okay. What do you know? The Italian stuff is actually potentially worth deploying. Shocking. Okay, well that's it for now. I need to think about the map for a potential deployment episode. I'm going to presume that the only place I'm allowed to deploy is all the way up here in the corner, which means that I'm going to have to run to the front line to save the Italians from themselves. I guess the Greek offensive is just down here and up here, Which means that if I haul ass, or potentially fly paratroopers to the front line quickly enough, I might be able to sandbag these guys in the corner. While my main units move up. And just because it's going to be... Just because the weather is going to be bad doesn't mean that I'm going to leave my fighter planes at home either. Okay, alright, that's it for now. I need to think about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.